Hello, friends and fellow members of the bipolar community. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jenell Nyberg York. In case you have or haven't been following me, welcome. It's nice to meet you. I'm glad you're here. Kind of a little bit about my channel. I'm really just on day 3 at this point. I'm doing a little experiment of the lighting is so weird in here. Yeah, it's a little weird. I'm doing a little experiment where I am trying to show up every single day for 100 days in a row, kind of to try to just build trust and build a community for people with bipolar disorder specifically, to feel supported, to feel seen, and to have a place where we can challenge lies we might be believing about ourselves and our illness, and have a loving place to support each other with truth. It's a project I've been on for a long time, ever since I identified a lie that bipolar had been telling me for years. And when I identified it as a lie and challenged it and replaced it with truth, my whole life changed. It was life-changing, and I can't wait to get to that lie. We'll get there eventually. I start every video, and this is just a thing I do, by setting an intention and ringing this gong behind me. My really good friend Donna made me this gong when she was in Germany, and my sound healing teacher taught me that when you bang a gong, it rings, vibrates into the universe forever, and I just think that's a beautiful way to create sacred space around an intention. And so where I'm at in central Iowa, it's 8:40 p.m. It was a hot July day. I didn't wear makeup. My hair is greasy. I need a shower. And a part of me was like, oh, you should hop in the shower and do your makeup even though it's late. And then part of me thought, what if I just showed up exactly as I am, unfiltered, no makeup, greasy hair, to kind of show you that I'm willing to be vulnerable too. And that maybe if I could be vulnerable and show up just exactly as I am, maybe you would feel safe trying that too, whether it be with me and the community I'm trying to create, or in another space that could potentially be really helpful or therapeutic for you. So that's the intention I'm going to put behind this video session, wherever it finds you, as we strike the gong, just that you would feel safe enough to be vulnerable in the community of your choosing. All right, let's go. All right. Well, thank you for participating in that. If that's not your thing, let's just ignore it and move on. It's something I enjoy. Gongs really create, I think, a physical, sacred space, and I think that translates even digitally, I believe. So I wanted the past few days, because we're really only on day 3 of this little experiment I'm doing. The past 2 days, I identified lies that were present in my day and challenged them with truth. And today's just going to be a little bit different. I'm just going to kind of give a day in the life of Jenell as a person who also has bipolar disorder, because that's the reality for all of us in the bipolar community. We're regular people with regular lives, and we have bipolar disorder, and there's just a lot. And I just kind of want to share the day, just to build, I guess, rapport and maybe and see what you take away from it. So so I started the day. My best friend Ariane came over because she can work remotely from an office that has internet. So she came over and worked in this office. I slept on the couch till about like 9:30, which is pretty like reasonable for me. It's not oversleeping. I didn't feel like a loser when I woke up. I woke up and I spent a little bit of time promoting my book. So Bach Choice Bike Ride. Um, it's a memoir I wrote. When I was 24, I was homeless. Pretty much as a direct result of my bipolar disorder. I was burning bridges, unable to work, unable to live with people. I was in a homeless shelter. I mean, that was rough. I was on the streets. I mean, it was like rough. And I ended up having a total transformation when I rode a $10 bicycle across the United States and Canada solo. And I wrote a memoir about it. And when you write a book and you're self-published, I mean, I am published under Platypus Publishing, which is great, but I'm more or less self-published. There's a lot of promoting you have to do, and so I'm like trying to like get 100 reviews on Amazon by the end of the summer. So I just have a lot of like promoting I need to be doing, and it's just like you have to sit down and do the work and solicit and ask for reviews, and so I did a lot. So I did some of that in the morning. And then this is something I'm going to share with you guys, not because I was ever hiding it, but I'm a widow, actually. My husband died 2 years ago in the summer, but even before then we had a rocky relationship. We were going through a divorce, so I kind of feel like I'd been single parenting for a while. I recently had a really, really intense manic episode. Like in March of 2025, I had this crazy manic episode, and I will do a video sometime outlining the events because I just think some of the videos I've seen where people do that's been really powerful. But I ended up from Iowa. I live in central Iowa. I ended up actually on the streets of Missoula, Montana, of all places, running barefoot, trying to get to the emergency room. The whole thing was crazy, but while I was out there, I came to really realize that what I was up against, not just with my mental health, but with my late husband's family and just with a lot of other things, the most compassionate thing for my son was to give up custody of him to my brother and my sister-in-law. And so when I came back, that's what I did, and I'm completely grateful that they agreed to this because I truly believe it's in my son's best interest right now. And at the same time, I mean, I've gone through a whole roller coaster of emotions around the whole thing. That being said, this whole him getting established with this new life, there's a lot that like my brother and sister-in-law are attending to. They have their own kids. There's a lot of changes. Then they're navigating they're navigating all these family dynamics. They're exhausted. And I got an email, and it doesn't matter what it was about, but I just want to say, like, it triggered in me this feeling that even if I've gotten to the point where I can identify what my needs are and articulate them, my needs don't matter. And if that's not, I don't think anybody's intention, that's just what was triggered for me by reading something in my email today. I just felt like, I was like, okay, I identified a need, I spoke my need. Why still am I in this family dynamic as a 40-year-old woman that my needs don't matter? I didn't understand it. And so naturally what I did, because my friend Ariane's at work, she's in the office, I called up my sister, and she came over, and we're processing kind of like how to navigate these family situations and these family dynamics over this coming summer. And I felt really encouraged and supported, but also I was feeling bitchy. Like, I was just so irritable about the whole thing. I was bringing up all this stuff from childhood, and I hated that I was acting that way towards my sister. And like, we were kind of totally agreeing on exactly what we were going to do and what the game plan was to like manage these social situations and take care of our needs, but yet we were both being combative. And I don't like feeling like a bitch. I don't think it's very fun. I'm a really good-natured, gently at my baseline, I'm a pleasant person. And so I was really not enjoying how I was acting towards my sister. And then she was like, Jenell, I was just like this yesterday. Like, we have each other for this reason. was feeling super grateful, for her grace with me. Um, and it made me kind of think about my business mentor. Her name is Maria Went. Like, she's super famous on social media. You can just find her. She recently sent me an email where she talked about like being a single mom and a business owner, and how she has this amazing village, and how like, and she kind of did a day in the life of Maria and like what her village looks like and how it shows up for her. And it's kind of how I feel like with me. Like, I feel so blessed by the village I have, and how they just continually show up for me. And I was intentional about cultivating that village, very intentionally, especially when I was planning to leave my husband. And and I think not everybody maybe has as much proximity support as I do. And that's a big part of my motivation for wanting to create community here on this YouTube channel. And I'm like, I might extend it to like a Facebook group as well. Um, is just to provide community, but real supportive, loving community. Like, I want to be a part of that for you. Like, I'm literally speaking to you. I want to be a part of that for you. And I mean that. So then like we're just all hanging out, and then like this truck pulls up in front of my house, and my sister's like, there's a truck. I'm like, yeah, big deal. Because I was like being a bitch, and my sister's like, no, it's coming out this huge package. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, it's our freeze dryer. So like, backtrack why there's this freeze dryer being delivered to my house. I just kind of want to talk about, well, short story is me and my best friend went 50-50 on this Harvest Right freeze dryer. I'm not an affiliate marketer for Harvest Right. I don't get paid to promote them. They're the only company I know that offers in-home freeze dryers. We went in on one 50-50 because we want to start a small freeze drying hobby business. We think it sounds fun. It's not, yeah, that's all. It's strictly for fun. And then if it breaks even or makes a little money, that's just like a bonus. Um, and this is just a little bit about me. I'm like a project person. I remember like feeling so stifled in college because I was so overwhelmed with my academics that I couldn't just pursue whatever whim um, caught my fancy. And so when I dropped out of college and moved to the commune, I was just pursuing things all the time, learning to make yogurt, learning to cook for 100 people. But then the big thing that started the big project I took on was learning how to make wine for a community of 100 people. And I just got so into fermentation and specifically making wine. I just became obsessed. I wanted to know everything. And I kind of started a great little hustle at the commune making wine. You can actually read all about it, not all about it, but a little bit about it in the book. It actually became its own economic resource for me that I leveraged and kind of hacked the labor system. But I got like a lot of satisfaction over watching my ferments bubble, and it was great. Um, and ever since then, like when I've had the opportunity to go down like a project avenue, I do, and it brings me a lot of joy. Like, I mean, I think it's joy. Maybe it's a dopamine or endorphin or a dopamine hit, but like, and like I've done all the standards, like I've done sourdough bread, I've done cricketing. I mean, the housewife stuff. When I was a stay-at-home mom, I did like cricket cards. But I would do really fun things. And I'm trying to think of some other ones. Like I also I'm not thinking of all my projects off the top of my head, but the free sharing project should be a lot of fun, is what I'm saying. And so Ariane and I went into the garage, and this free share is 110 pounds, and it has to be elevated on like this table that we have in my garage. And I just totally did not believe that I could lift with Ariane this free dryer like all the way up like to my belly button. This free dryer, like, and I didn't want to drop it. This thing is like $2,000. And Ariane's like, no, you can do it. I believe in you. Between the two of us, it's only 55 pounds. You can lift 55 pounds. And I was like, Ariane, I just don't believe I can do it. And then I start coming up with all these other things. I'm like, listen, there are all these really, really strong guys at the local body shop. We just have to pay them $20. They'll come over and they'll lift anything heavy for you. You know, it's a small town in Iowa. She's like, and then she's like, well, we can't do that if you want to. I'm like, no, Ariane, if you really believe in me. She's like, Jenell, I think you're more capable than you know. And I'd never heard anybody say that because I feel like everywhere I go, I have this voice of like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not enough. I don't know if you've ever felt that way. And I don't know if you have an Ariane in your life who's speaking into you. You're more capable than you realize. But I want to speak that into you right now and say thank you, Ariane, for those beautiful words. Because what happened was she was like, just get your fingers under it and let's just try a little bit. I was like, Ariane, I literally can't get my fingers under it. And she was like, I'll lean it my way. So she leaned it her way. And then I put my fingers under it and then she lifted it. And then she's like, let's try. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It lifted up. I'm not even believing my eyes. We put it on the table and I totally was riding 100% on Ariane's belief and encouragement. It was just mind blowing. And so, you know, that's what a best friend is there for. And so I just want to say two things. Shout out to all of our besties out there. And shout out if you can be that for somebody else. Maybe even if you don't have that in your life, if you can be that for somebody else. I mean, let's like shout out to all the besties out there. And then two, I just want to say, it sounds so silly, but I am so excited at all the things that I can freeze dry. And it's not like me trying to chase a fleeting high. Because I was talking to like my sister. I was like, I think freeze drying will be one part industry, like just making stuff people will want, and one part novelty, like trying new things and having the opportunity to try new things. And you know, I'm a single woman. Like, you know, I don't have a husband. I'm not like I don't have custody of my son. I don't have anyone to cook for really. Like, yeah, I could invite people over, but I don't have anyone to cook for. Like, this is going to give me an outlet for a skill I have where I can be creative and share it. And it might be out of your reach, especially if you're in a depressive funk. But I want to encourage you just to plant the seed in the back of your mind. What maybe could be something I could dive into or a project I could take on that would help nurture my most inner needs. Because for me, my needs are to be like social and do things with my friends, like be with people. And the fact is that Ariane and I are going in on this together. We're going to be around each other more. When we need to work on the freeze drying stuff together, we are going to be around each other. She's going to come into my home. And like that feeds my need to be around my best friend. And it also feeds my need to like nurture, to be creative, to be excited about new ideas. I get that sounds really silly because it's freeze drying. Like, you're like, are you really excited about Skittles? Don't mock. It doesn't matter. It's not about the content. It's about what it does for you. For some people, it's knitting. They totally get into knitting and they just knit everything. Like, I want to say, like, it doesn't actually matter the medium. It matters what brings you joy. And I just want to say, like, if you can give yourself permission to experience little joys or regularly scheduled joys, it hedges against depression big time. Like, I read that in my DBT book, Dialectical Behavioral Therapy book. Like, what you might not know is that actually having in your routine scheduled joys and pleasures hedges against depression and makes depressions more manageable and less severe. You know, and I remember they were like, there's this whole list of things you could do. Is like eat a little bit of chocolate every single day. And like, there's so many ways you can do that. And I think I'll do another video where we explore, I can dig that book up and we can explore ways to integrate joy. But for me, having a project that's also social brings a lot of meaning and joy for me. I'm super excited about this freeze dryer, playing around with it. And again, this this video is a little bit different. This is just a day in the life of me, right? I'm gonna hop in the shower, wash my hair, and then go to bed, take my meds and go to bed. That was my day. I'm not really confronting any lies, but I just want to thank you for spending this long on the video with me. This was a longer video. I don't know, depending on the feedback I get, I don't know how long I will be, if I'll be doing ones this long or not. Anyways, thank you, and until next time, bye.